What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another video. So thank you guys once again for tuning in. Let's recap some of the trades on the day. So nonetheless, going to be ending the day red here. Not too bad, since considering yesterday I had a pretty good day. So anyways, let's jump into it. So we'll run over the first trade, which was the loss on the day, which was from DOCU. I traded this and I traded it 2 times. So first trade was a long out of the gates with 1,000 shares. I was up a couple $100, you know, right off the bat, and then ended up getting stopped out and ended up losing about $1,300 on the trade. And then I traded another time for like a tiny loss. So basically $1,300 loss altogether on DOCU this morning. So this is one where it's in sort of a setup to continue squeezing. A lot of times we get these gap downs and they roll up and kind of start pressing higher. Pre-market, a lot of times they'll just kind of squeeze out of the gate. So this is a situation where you think something's going to happen and you trade based on what you believe is going to happen rather than letting the market tell you what it's going to do, right? So this one, I jumped the gun on the trade this morning thinking that this should happen based on what I've experienced before. And so this is a good situation where you come into the market and you take a trade right out of the gates thinking that you know what's supposed to happen because you've seen it happen before, right? Rather than waiting a little bit, reading the charts and letting the market tell you what it wants to do. So more often than not, this is when I typically take a bad loss, is when I think I know something and I try and, guess you could call it, force a trade or take it on the idea that this should happen, right? So there's going to be plenty of people who go, Connor, well, that's kind of hoping and believing. And yeah, it really is. And we all do it every once in a while. So first trade out of the gates, long, anticipating just a kind of a squeeze, almost took place, almost happened, but it didn't. Nonetheless, so we get in long at 1,000 shares at 47.85, pops up to 48.20. So I was up about 40 cents. I was up $400 at one point on the trade, close to, and then kind of just pulls back, rips down. And I probably could have took this off. I probably should have taken off a little bit more before where I did, which was at 46.50. So it took a bigger loss than I probably should have. Kind of hung on to that one longer. Really just kind of like really hoping that it would come back and do a red to green move, but didn't hold for too long. So I ended up taking off at 46.50, dropped all the way down to a low of 46, right? So not a good trade. Next one, again, kind of against my rules, but also thought it was worth it, right? Next one, again, I never typically buy the high point of a trade, especially on the first attempt, but this is a situation where it could have squeezed over the opening candle and actually ripped. So this is a situation where I was a little hesitant at first to taking the trade, but I'm like, well, this is a situation where we could actually get a legitimate squeeze and not sort of double top out. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. So this one I went 1,200 shares, anticipating we would get this big break and squeeze. So I get in long 1,200 at 47.91, pops up to a high of 48.38. So again, I was up a couple $100 on the trade, but really looking for that big move. Didn't get it, could feel it coming down on us, so I ended up taking it off at 47. You can barely see it at 47.89. So I ended up losing 2 cents on that trade, right? So again, whenever you find yourself buying, like this is a situation where I'm buying the high, right? I mean, I don't have my drawing tools. We're still running our stream for the private room, so I can't use the drawing tools that you guys see on the pre-market stream. So I'll try and, you know, do this as best I can with what I have. But you can see here, like, here's the high candle. If you go straight across, right, you're buying high. You're buying at resistance. So whenever you find yourself or you do attempt a trade like this, you got to understand that you're probably pretty close to a pullback. Well, you will definitely pull back if it doesn't do what you want to do right away. So I get in, right away it pops up, then right away it starts to kind of feel that selling pressure. I'm like, all right, this is most likely not going to go the way we want. Take it off, right? And the next thing you know, it rolls over on you, okay? So whenever you find yourself kind of buying right at resistance, it really needs to break out for you almost instantly, or else it's going to be a bad trade. So I could feel it coming down, so I cut it out. So nonetheless, $1,385 down on DOCU. All right. Then I did a few kind of little small scalps, really. And this is the other thing. Whenever I take a decent size loss right in the beginning of the day, of course, it can really mess you up. You don't want to be red. You want to get back into the green. You're trying to, you know, take trades, get yourself out of the red. But a lot of times after I take that's a significant loss, $1,300. I mean, it's not fun, believe me, you know. So whenever you take a significant loss like that, I usually don't just try and race right back to the market. I really step back and go, okay, that sucked. Time to be more efficient, right? So then after this, pretty much nailed every single trade. Didn't really hit any big ones, kind of just kept it small, just inching down the loss, not trying to get into green, just inch down the loss. That's what I'll usually tend to do if I start red on the day. I'll try and just inch down the loss a little bit. So came over to AMD, traded a small bounce that I knew was going to bounce on AMD. So, you know, I ended up taking like a 3,000 share position, just kind of scalped the bounce, right? This one was pretty straightforward. You could see it's right at the low point. So it was kind of getting towards support. Market was green. So I'm like, yeah, I could probably make a little money on this. So I just took a small scalp, made 94 bucks. I'm like, okay, that was cool. So really not too much there. Again, market was going green. We came into a bounce zone. I kind of caught it a little late. This could have been probably like a $200 trade, but I caught it a little late. And a lot of people are going to go, whoa, you spent, you know, 3,000 shares at 30 bucks. That's 90 grand for 100 bucks. We're like, that's stupid. Why would you do that? It's like, true. I mean, yeah, to put $90,000 on a trade, only make $90. It's like, that is using a lot of money, but it's like, if you can find an area to make $100 like that, sure. I mean, yeah, I would love to make more than 90 bucks, but I mean, it was obvious. I could get in here, decent little scalp, make 90 bucks. I'll do it. All right. So anyways, on to the next one. BYND, there was like a little trade here to be made. Again, like I said, after I take a loss, right, big on the day, I don't really aim big anymore. I take a step back and really just aim super small and just go, well, here's a trade I could probably make some money on. I'm not going to get super greedy or try and nail a massive trade. I'll just get in where I know I can get in and take it off where I know I'm going to be making money. That way I'm just kind of inching down the loss, right, and taking back some capital. Rather than trying to nail some really big trade and take it down way big or get back to the green, I just go where I know I can make a little money, get in, get out. It's when I start off good on the day, then I'll start pressing trades trying to make the bigger wins. But if you start on a loss, you try to get to green by hitting bigger trades, it usually never works out the way you want. So again, after losses, I usually just kind of aim small, just take some tiny base hits. So again, here was a trade I knew I could probably make some money on. So I ended up getting long 200 shares, BYND at 128.67, pops up to 129.21. So made, that's 60, 70. So made about 40, maybe 45 cents on that trade, 200 shares, 100 bucks, pocketed it. Not much there. So this was, I haven't really talked much about the trades, I guess. So this here, right, you can see it was just kind of grinding up higher, low, into a flat top, right? So you have the breakdown here at beginning of the day, resistance, resistance, kind of pressing over this white line. So again, uptrending, flat top, breakout, small little breakout. Didn't really trust BYND. I never really trust this one. It's got a wicked spread. So I just kind of got in, let it push up, let the spread work in my favor, take it off, 100 bucks trade, okay? What else do we have? We went over AMD, BYND. So next one here we'll talk about is Netflix. Made 42 bucks on Netflix, nothing too crazy. So this is a small bounce, right? So typically, I don't want to walk you through this for too long, but most oftentimes if a big, large cap that's been bullish on the day comes down to a 50 moving average or VWAP will buy the bounce. But every once in a while, we get these little these little bounces that hold below the 20 moving average every once in a while. So this was the move I was looking for, right? I was looking for this move up, but this was the candle I got, and then it kind of came red. So we're just in here for a small scalp, 362.15. Pops up to 362.36. Ended up taking it off. $42 trade, basically pointless. I was just looking for a small little scalp trade to make 150 bucks because I'm very comfortable with these trades, and just didn't happen. It just wasn't moving the way it needed to instantly once it got in. So took it off, small $42 trade. Nothing too crazy there. What else do we have? NIO. was a decent trade, $400 win here. So took some size on this one, took 10,000 shares, NIO, basically got long here, runs all the way up to 273. So I was in at 268, took it off at 270. Really? Yeah, 272. Only 4-cent trade. Again, a stock like this doesn't typically move too much. So I took let it kind of run for me, grabbed $400, and then took it off. I was like, all right, that's a decent trade. So the reason I really took this one was also mentioned by one of our members in our private group. He was like, hey, Connor, look at this. Is there a bearish divergence? And I'm like, yeah, there is. So you could see in this 4-hour chart, we're trending down, and we even went into new lows here at 254. But there was also a bullish divergence, right? So price action, low, new low, so trending down, but momentum trending up. Bullish divergence, we could anticipate that today there's probably going to be a green move on NIO. So, you know, you look at it from this chart, right? Kind of down, consolidation, flat top, breaking over the flat top here. Decent long play. So, and NIO doesn't move a whole lot at these low prices of $2. It's going to move in penny increments. So, in order for me to make some decent money, I knew I was going to have to take above 5, you know, basically 10,000 shares. You know, I even considered going 15,000 shares, but I was like, I'll just do 10,000. So 10,000 shares, $400. And then, yeah, that basically wraps it up. There was one small trade on LJPC that was basically just stupid. I was really trying to do a short play, and then it. I was actually, earlier in the day, I tried to short. They didn't have shares to short. And then I was like, well, let's see if they have shares to short now. They did. They had shares to short. And I'm like, all right, I'll take a short here. And then it wasn't filling me, and it just became a pain. So I ended up taking off for like a $36 loss. It was basically a pointless trade. But this is starting to rip now. So this might be something I'm willing to start trading here. So anyways, guys, there's the trades for the day. So pretty decent. So, yeah, anyways, those are all the trades on the day. So here we are, $777.49 down on the day with commission, probably closer to $800 red day. So all in all, you know, is what it is. Red day, moving on. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you learned something new today. If you like, share, and subscribe the video, and feel free to join our room if you want to. Links will be in the description below, and do it live every single day. All right, guys, take care. See you in the next one.